Oh, so your calendar of days on page 396, if you have that handy. If you go on in my math lab, they pull up that calendar too. You can print it off from there. Sometimes easier to do. It gives you different interest tables if you use those. So anyway, we've got some dates on here. The first one is May 23rd. What is the number of the year, the day of the year for May 23rd? What is it? 143? Yep. Then we have June 21st is what day? 172. And July 17th? 198. Okay, I guessed wrong. I was guessing it was going to be just over 200. So 198. So we have those days. So we're going to start out answering the first question. Find the balance due at maturity. So of course, day one, May 23rd is the loan is made. The next thing, the next event is June 21st, and that is a $3,000 payment. So we need to figure out our days there. That's going to be 172 minus 143, which is 29 days. Make it a little clearer there. There we go. So we need to find our interest. Our interest is our $12,000 principal times 0.123 times our 29 over 360. We always assume ordinary interest. So you had $118.90 in interest. So then let's take a peek at our balance before the payment. Would be found by adding that $118.90 to our $12,000 principal, which is, make this work, $12,118.90. And then we make the $3,000 payment, which would give us $9,118.90 as the balance after the payment. So then our next event is on July 17th. And that is a $3,500. It was $35 or $4,000? $4,000. Okay. $4,000 payment. So that is on day 198. And our last action was on day 172. So that's 26 days. So our interest, we're going to use the $9,118.90 times 0.123 times 26 over 360. Gives me $81.01 in interest. Look right. Sure. Sensing a lack of commitment there. I'm sorry. That's $9,199.91. That's our balance before the payment. So then we subtract our payment. Of $4,000. So we get a balance after of $5,199.91. That's our balance after the payment. Our next action is maturity. I'm not even going to bother with the date. It's just day 90, right? I don't have to look up the date. All I know that I've got 90 minus 26 and minus 29. Which is what, 35 days? Does that look right? So we've got 35 days to calculate interest on 5,199.91. So $5,199.91 times the 12.3%, so 0.123 at 35 over 360 equals $61 or $62.18. Does that look right? Okay. So $5,199.91 plus the $62.18 is $5,262.19. That's our balance. Should be only 9 cents. You are correct. So we said that is our balance due. I didn't say balance before. That's the balance due. So that is the answer to question number 1. Question number 2 is the total interest. You add up the 3 interests that we calculated, the $62.18 plus the others, it gets $262.09, I believe. How about question number 3? How much is saved in interest by making the partial payments? Exactly. Okay, so let's see what that comes to. Get $369 in interest. Does that look right? 369. So we're going to minus the $262.09. So we subtract $106.91 in difference. So making those partial payments did save a considerable amount of money. Okay, so were there any questions off the homework that you would like me to go over before we start exploring some new material? You don't remember doing the homework? That's the 360 like we've been using. If it's exact, you use 365. Special? Oh, I was gonna say I don't remember seeing special in the homework. All right. Ordinary is yes. Okay then. Well, when we left off last time, we had started talking about that simple discount note. So a quick review. We had a simple interest note, and we have a simple discount note. Each of them we're going to say has a face value of $8,000. Each of them we're going to say earns 7.2% for 110 days. You guys love these timelines so much, so I'm going to do a little timeline here. Pretend that's a line and not a arc. If it is a simple interest note, that face value of 8,000 is the amount of money you start with. That's how much you get is $8,000. To that, you are going to add interest. Interest is going to equal the 8,000 times 0.072 times 110 over 360. Giving us $176 in interest. Which means at the very end, you are going to pay back $8,176. That is the maturity value. If it is a simple discount note with a face value of $8,000, that means you are going to be paying back $8,000 at the end of the note. From that, we are going to subtract the interest called a discount. The discount is calculated in exactly the same way. I equals PRT. So it'll still be $176. Going back to the beginning, then we can collect a proceeds of the 8,000 minus the discount of $176. That's $7,824 that you actually receive. So, big difference in a simple discount note. An $8,000 note means you get $8,000. Then you're going to pay back that amount plus the interest. And a simple discount note means you are going to pay back $8,000. So they are going to calculate the interest and subtract that out to figure out what they're actually going to give to you. And we started discussing this briefly at the end of class last time. Why would you ever do a simple discount note? Well, simple discount note is often used when you're using collateral. Let's say you have a vehicle that you're going to use as collateral. And they estimate that at the end of the 110 days, your vehicle will be worth $8,000. Well, they're not going to give you $8,000 right now. They're going to give you less than that so that at the end of the 110 days, you owe them, the vehicle is worth enough to pay off what you owe them. Now, generally, they actually reduce that. They not only have the discount, the interest discount like this, but they have their margin discount where they'll give you a discount off of 70% of the value or something like that. But we're not going to get into that in this class. So, Peyton borrows $15,000 on a 180-day simple discount note at 8.75% interest. Find the discount and the proceeds. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes in your notes to find those. How are you doing? Find the discount. It's just the interest, which is the 15,000 principal times 0.0875 from the 8.75% interest times 180 over 360. $656.25 is correct. So that is the discount. How do we find the proceeds? Take 15,000 minus the 656.25, which gives us $14,343.75. Any questions? What's that? You got her? Okay. But now here's the big question. Is that really 8.75% interest or 8.75% interest? Because really, if we're starting with $14,343.75 and we're paying back $15,000, so what we are adding to this is that $656.25. This $656.25 is more than 8.75% of the amount of money we get. Does that make sense? That 8.75% is what's called the nominal rate. It is the rate that is given, is the nominal means named. It's the rate that is named on the note, on the paperwork for the loan. What's that? Well, it's more because they didn't actually give us the whole amount of money in this case. When we get into compound interest in the next class, it's going to be more because interest is figured on top of interest. But there's something called an effective rate. Now, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be figuring effective rate on a couple of different types of things. So this is a spot where in your notes, you need to make it very clear. This is an effective rate on a simple discount note. Yes. Next class, what we're going to be figuring out is effective rate due to compound interest, which will look very similar, but it's a slightly different process. So the effective rate on a simple discount note, because the discount is originally figured off of that face value, which is the maturity value, we need to go back and figure out what percent is the discount from the proceeds. In other words, the money you actually get. So in this case, the discount was the $656.25. And the proceeds was $14,343.75. When we found the discount, we used I equals PRT. To find the effective rate, we are also going to use I equals PRT. The difference is, up here, the principal was the face value. Down here for the principal, we are going to use the proceeds. So our interest is $656.25, no matter what. The proceeds is $14,343.75. We are calculating the rate. And our time, this was 180 days. Was that correct? I better double check. 180, good. Yeah. So now we must solve for R. To start doing that, we first have to combine the 14,343.75 with the 180 over 360, which will give us $7,171 and 87.875, we'll call it. I did this times that. Double check me, I did that in my head. Well, the internal 0.875, okay, thank you. So now we need to solve this by dividing. You are correct. So we are going to take 656.25 divided by 7171.875. Gives us 0.091503. Remember, I'd always told you go at least 5 digits when you do that calculation, because now we have to make it a percent. 1, 2 would be 9.1503. And if you're not told where to round it to the 100th of a percent, which would be right there. So it's 9.15% is the effective rate. So even though it says it's charging you 8.75%, because it's a simple discount note, you're effectively paying 9.15%. Sure. There you go. Good. Sam borrows $7,200 at 8.3% on a 120-day simple discount note. Find the effective rate. Well, to find the effective rate, what's the first thing I need to know? The proceeds. And to get the proceeds, I first have to find the interest, or what's called the discount. And I find that discount, I equals PRT. What goes in for I? That's what we're trying to find. What goes in for P? 7,200. What goes in for R? 0.083. And for T, 120 over 360. So we get $199.20. That is our discount. Step 2 then is to find the proceeds. And we do that by, so 7,200 minus 199.20 is 7,080 cents. Step 3 then, from that information, is to find the effective rate. Once again, we are using I equals PRT. Only this time we are using what for I? Our discount of 199.2. What are we using for P? The proceeds of 7,080 cents. What are we using for R? We're trying to find R. What are we using for T? Still 120 over 360. So our first step, we need to combine the $7,000.80 with the 120 over 360, which is going to give us 2333.60. Is that correct? Yeah. Times R. We will divide. Once you divide, you get 0.0854. Six, okay. So yes, we move our decimal point this times that. So yes, remove our decimal point 2 spots. That's 8.536%. Rounded to 2 decimal places is 8.54%. What's that? So let's say that Pat borrows $2,100 at 8.3% for 120 days on a simple discount note. In your notes, I want you to find the effective rate. I'll give you a few minutes. So we find the discount. How do I do that? So I equals well, if my pen will work again, come on. Oh, there it goes. Times 120 over 360. And what do we get? $58 and what? 10 cents. That's our discount. So then we find proceeds. So it is $2,041.90. And then find the effective rate. Times R times 120 over 360. And then we combine those two, multiply those two, and we get what? 6, and that's like 3 repeating, right? And then divide by 680.63. We get 0.08536, right? Equals R, which is 8.54%. Now, do you notice a little bit of a pattern here? That was 8.54. This previous example we did also was 8.54. Why did they come out to be the same? Yeah, it was 8.3%. Both of them was 8.3% for 120 days. The principal doesn't matter. It's the interest rate and the time on a simple discount note that determines the effective rate. That won't be till after break. Find the effective rate on a 9.7% simple discount note for 90 days. The first thing we notice that looks at us is there's no principal given, is there? guess what? Doesn't matter what the principal is. No, what matters is the rate and the time. You can pick your own principal. Somebody give me a nice round number. $2,000 works for me. We just picked $2,000. It has nothing to do with the problem because, like we said, the amount of principal does not affect the effective rate. It's the stated rate, the nominal rate, and the time. So our discount, now this discount is totally arbitrary because we made up the $2,000, but it's going to be $2,000 times 0.097 times 90 over 360. You are correct, $48.50. So then from that, our proceeds would be 2,000 minus 48.50, or $1,951.50. From that, our effective rate would be $48.50 equals 1951.50 times R times 90 over 360. $487.875 works for me. I just combine those two numbers. And then we will divide by the 487.875, which gives me 0.099941 equals R, so it's 9.94%. You can pick whatever dollar amount you want to for the principal, and that should come out to 9.94%. It is break time. It is 6:22. I'll give you guys till 6:32. Okay then, so we've talked about the simple discount note and the fact that that simple discount note is effective when we know we're going to have a certain amount of money or we have something that's going to have a certain value at that future time. One example of that might be a business. Let's say you have a job that is not yet finished. Today is July 28th. Projected finish is September 19th. You need money for payroll. That's always promising as an employee to hear that, right? On this September 19th finish date, the contracted amount, you will receive a payment of $9,800. The bank, you go to the bank, you talk to the bank, and you say, yeah, we'll lend you the money. We have a discount rate of 10.8%. How much money are they going to give you? Assuming that they're going to give you the full value on the $9,800. Well, first thing we should do is look up the days in our calendar thingy for July 28th. You okay? 209 and September 19th. 262. Okay. How many days is that? 53 days. The first step is admitting it. Sorry. Sorry you walked into that. That wasn't very nice. Okay. Okay, so your discount is going to be off the $9,800 at 0.108, the 10.8%, for 53 days. 53 over 360. $155.82. Does that look right? So the amount of money they will give us, our proceeds, is 9,800 minus $155.82. So that's $9,644.18 is what the bank's going to loan me, or you, or whoever. What do you think? That'd be construction, or even like a graphics design firm or whatever. Let's say that I sell $6,200 worth of merchandise. To Kyle. At terms 210, net 30 on March 8th. On April 7th, what's significant about April 7th? That's the 30 days after March 8th. So that's the end of the credit period. On April 7th, Kyle's a deadbeat. He can't pay. Sorry. Usually in that invoice, part of the invoice contract is at the end of that credit period, if you have not paid, that invoice reverts to is the term, but we'll say converts to is probably a little more clear. Converts to a 7.9% 90-day note. So what that does is that gives Kyle 90 more days to pay, but it's charging him interest now. Before he had the first 30 days were free. After that, he's going to pay 7.9%. On April 28th, I need money. Doesn't matter why, I need money. I go to Kyle and say, hey, can you give me the money you owe me? Kyle says, no, he ain't got it. I still got like almost 70 days left. No, we're not going to do it. So my options are, I'm going to go to the bank. And I'm going to say, I will receive this money on the due date. Can you give me a loan? Now, this is very similar to that example we just did. I'm going to have the $9,800 coming in 90 days, or on a certain day, 53 days, I guess it was. Well, here I'm going to have the money that Kyle owes me coming in. Well, before the bank is going to even discuss this with me, they're going to define the amount that I have coming in. So the original note is going to be defined by a couple of different things. One thing we must find is the maturity value. At the end of the 90 days, how much is Kyle going to owe me? So we find the interest on the $6,200 at, what was that, 7.9%? So 0.079 at 90 over 360. Oops. Now we get, it's going to be $122.45 in interest. Does that look right? So that means the maturity value is going to be the principal, $6,200. Now be careful here. This is an interest-bearing note. So what do I do with the 122? I add it. Nope. Yep. Did you do 0.079 or 0.79? Okay. So this is the amount of money that I am going to receive. The second thing that needs to be defined, did you get to work this time? Okay. The second thing that needs to be defined is something called the discount period. What does that mean? Well, that means how many days are left. In other words, how many days until I get this money? Well, how many days have gone by? It went from, where'd it go? April 7th to April 28th. So 28 minus 7, that would be 21 days. It was a 90-day note. So this is days gone by. 90 minus 21 equals 69 days left. That amount, the 69 days, is the discount period. So we have defined the terms of what Kyle owes me as of this date that I've gone to the bank. I am going to receive $6,322.45 in 69 days. So the bank has a discount rate of, let's say their discount rate is 9.5%. So the bank is going to take a discount interest. What are they going to use for principal? Yeah, the amount of money that I'm going to have at the end, which is the 63.2245. That's the amount of money that they will get at the end of the note when Kyle pays. Their discount period is 0.095. Their time will be 69 over 360. 6322.45 times 0.095 times 69 over 360. $115.12. So the bank says, hey, we're going to charge you $115.12 to have that money. So how much do I get? Now I take the $66,322.45 and I'm going to subtract 115.12. There you go. $6,207.33 is what the bank is going to hand me. I'm going to throw out a big word here. Contingent liability. Contingent means something that exists under certain conditions. Now, the book describes it as though I sold Kyle's loan to the bank. That's not true. I did not sell Kyle's loan to the bank. I took out a loan from the bank based on Kyle's loan, and as part of that agreement, I gave the bank the right to collect from Kyle. But what happens if Kyle doesn't pay? At the end of the 90 days, he still doesn't have the money. No more chicken. Does Kyle have an agreement with the bank? No. The bank has no legal recourse to go after Kyle. Who has the agreement with the bank? Me. They will come back to me and force me to pay if Kyle doesn't. At which point, they will sign back the rights to collect that note from Kyle to me, and I have to go after Kyle. Break a couple legs, steal his chicken. Yeah, you'll be. It's a lot of stuff, isn't it? It's a long process. Sam extends a $7,400 120-day note at 6.3% to Stevie on day 43 Sam needs money, so Sam discounts the note to a bank at 8.9%. Find Sam's proceeds. So let's break this process down. Remember, before the bank is going to figure out this note, we have to define what Sam is really taking to the bank. The two things we need to define are what? The maturity value of the original note. And then the discount period. Exactly. So let's do that maturity value thing first. What do we do to do that? Find the interest. So I equals PRT. What goes in for P? 7,400 times. Okay, we use the 0.063 because that's the interest rate on the original note. Times 120 over 360. So $155.40 is the interest. So the maturity value is 7,400 plus the 155.40. There you go, $7,555.40. That's the amount that's going to be basically taken forth to the bank. The discount period. Remember, the discount period is the days left. You got it. So this was done on day 43 out of 120. So there's a 120-day note minus 43 days gone by equals 77 days left. That is the discount period. Step 3, we will calculate the bank's discount. We will do that as I equals the principal we're going to use is that maturity value. 7,555.40. The bank's discount rate was 8.9, 0.089, and the days will be 77 over 360. $143 point what? 83 cents. 0.825, okay, 83. That is the bank's discount. The final step is to find the proceeds. This would be Sam's proceeds, which is going to be $7,555.40 minus $143.83. You got it. What do you think? It's a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, so let's say that Alex lends Stacy $5,300 at 7.1% for 80 days. Other businesses on day 27, Alex discounts the note to a bank at 9.4%. Find Alex's proceeds. I will give you guys a couple minutes to work on that in your. So the maturity value of the original note, our interest will be 5,300 times 0.071 times 80 over 360, which is $83.62, which gives us then a maturity value. Perfect. So there's our maturity value. Second step, discount period. We find that by, okay, yes. 27 days have gone by. So 80 days total minus 27 days gone by gives us 53 days left. And then come on. Find the bank discount by doing what? .094. Okay, and that gives us 74.50. And then so yes, we have the 5383.62 minus 74.50. Yes, 5309.12. How many of you had that? Any questions? On November 19th, Pat extends a $13,300 180-day note at 6.8% to max. On January 3rd, Pat discounts the note to a bank at 10.7%. Find Pat's proceeds. I will give you guys a few minutes to do this one. First thing we need to do is pull out that little magic calendar chart thingy and look up some dates. November 19th is 323. January 3rd is 3. Now we need to find our maturity value of the original note. How do we find it? Interest, which is going to be 13,300 times 0.68, yep. 180 over 360. It's okay, you're doing fine. So what's that come out to be? What's that? Couldn't quite. Okay, sorry. 452.20. My hearing isn't that good either, so I'm sorry. So then the maturity value so we take the 13.3 and we add the 452.20, which is, yes, 13,752.20. That's step one, finding the maturity value. Interest and add it to the principal. Discount period? Yeah, it's a lot different when you throw in the dates instead of just saying the number of days, isn't it? The first thing you're actually going to find here, get back here, is you're going to find the number of days gone by. What you're going to start out with is you got 365 minus, what was November 19th? 323, which is 42 days. So you're going to take 42 days plus 3 is 45 days gone by. So then you're going to find the days left by doing 180 minus 45 is 135 days left. That is the discount period, 135 days. That, believe it or not, is the part that is most often the mistake in this type of problem, is finding the discount period. The bank discount then is going to go off of the 13,752.20. Yes, 0.107 is the 10.7% times 135 over 360. Which is how much? 551.81. So then the proceeds are going to be the 13,752.20 minus the 551.81. Yeah, $13,200.39. What do you notice happened here? They took a loss. Yeah, Pat, who made the loan, Took a loss, only got $13,200 back. Why? Well, there's two things. One reason, the discount rate is significantly higher than the rate on the original note, almost 4%. So the bank is charging way more interest than what Pat was charging. Second, there's a lot of time left. The bank's going to have to hold on to this for a long time. What do you think? Any questions? Still better than a sharp stick in the eye? No? Okay. Tracy borrows $8,900 on a 6.5%, 150-day simple discount note. In your notes, find the effective rate. I want to see if you can go back an hour and still remember how to do that. I'll give you. So we find the discount. $8,900 at 0.065 for 150 over 360, which is how much? 241.04. Okay. So then the proceeds $8,900 minus 241.04 is $8,658.96. Correct? So our final step in the effective rate is perfect. And of course, we'll combine these two. Now, this is one that doesn't work out real well when I do it. So I do the 8658.96 times 150 divided by 360. I get this really ugly. Oh, I thought that one came out to an ugly decimal. Either way, it comes out actually fairly neat. But anyway, just to show, I'm going to remember I keep this in my calculator so I don't have to type it back in and deal with the roundup. So in the next step, I'm going to divide by, well, let me write that number in, 3607.9. So now I'm going to divide by that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it in my calculator. So I'm going to type in 241.04 divided by and then second answer. On the calculator, take that previous answer so I don't have to type it back in. Gives me 0.066809. So I move my decimal and I round it off. That is 6.68%. It is time for our second break. So let's take our second break. We'll be back at 7:32. Let's see how the process is going here. You go to your happy little calendar thingy. December 4th is day 338. January 8th is day 8. February 12th is day 43, correct? So we have day one, December 4th. We have the $7,100 loan. Our next action is January 8th, a $2,400 payment. We need to find our days there. Well, we go from 338 to the end of the year. So 365 minus 338, which is 27. And then we do 27 plus 8 gives us 35 days. So the interest is on the $7,100 at 0.053 for 35 over 360. Giving us $36.58. So we add that to our 7,100 to get $7,136.58 is the balance before the payment. We subtract the payment of $2,400 to get $4,736.58 is the balance after the payment. So our next action is on February 12th, day 43, they make the $2,700 payment. That is day 43. The last action was on January 8th, which is day 8. That subtracts 335 days. So I equals the 4736.58 times 0.053, 35 over 360, $24.41 works for me. So we're going to add that to $4,760.99 is the balance before the payment. Subtract the payment. $2,700, so we get $2,060.99. Our next action, maturity. To find our days, it was a 100-day note, right? Minus 35 and minus 35 are the 2 days that have gone by. So it's 30 days. So our interest is on the 2060.99, 053, 30 over 360. $9.10 looks good to me. So we take the 2060.99 times the $9.10 gives us $2,070.09 is the balance due. Questions on how we got that? Total interest paid, $70.09, yes. Now for the interest saved, we have to go back to the original amount, which was the $7,100, and figure out what the interest would have been. So the interest would have been $7,100 at 0.053 at 100 over 360, 104.53. Now we subtract the interest that was actually paid of $70.09 to get $34.44 is what was saved. What do you think? We having fun yet? One more example I want you to do. Then we're going to take some time to go over questions on test 2. Wow, I'm hurt. On November 25th, Chris extends a 150-day $3,800 note at 7.5% to Pat. On February 2nd, Chris discounts the note to a bank at 9.75%. Find Chris's proceeds. I'll give you a few minutes. So let's look at the magic calendar thingy. November 25th is day 329. February 2nd is, of course, day 33, correct? So we need to find the maturity value of the original note. Bless you. The days will be 365 minus 329, which is 36, correct? 36 plus 33 is 99 days. $99 days. Yeah, that doesn't work. How about 69 days? Okay, so our interest is going to be figured off of 3,800 times 0.075 for 150 over 360, which is 118.75, which makes the maturity value 3,800 plus 118.75, 3,918.75. Next, discount period. 150 minus the 69 is 81 days. That's the part that everybody forgets. You gotta subtract the days gone by from the total days to get the days left. So then the bank discount is that maturity value of 39.1875 times 0.0975, the 9.75% times 81 over 360, which gives us $85.97 works for me. And then proceeds, yes. Yeah, $3,832.78. See when. So show of hands, how many of you are feeling good about tonight? It's not bad. This is stuff that's going to take some practice. There's a lot of steps in these procedures. There are 3 procedures that we have to know. One, that U.S. rule for partial payments on a note. 2, the effective rate of a simple discount note. By the way, you may see the abbreviation SDN, simple discount note. That's what you've been writing? Yeah. And 3, discounting a note, which is what we did that last one, where you extended a note, you extended credit to somebody, and then you had to sell that note to the bank or borrow from the bank based on that note, technically. If you have those processes down, this will be a breeze. There are some other smaller processes in there, like just finding the proceeds of a simple discount note and stuff like that. But those are pretty basic. Those are all parts of these other bigger processes. Okay, so test number 2. But for those of you who don't have any questions on test 2, there is a new quiz that should be open right now that is due tomorrow, Thursday, 11:59 p.m. There's new homework. Since there is no class next week, we'll be due November 29th at class time. That's 2 weeks from today will be our next class. We do have 3 more lectures, by the way. So we'll have a lecture November 29th, December 6th, and December 13th will be lectures. December 20th will be our Unit 3 test. There won't be a new quiz next week. No, there won't be any new quiz until November 30th. That's why that homework isn't due until November 29th. So there's the quiz due tomorrow, and then that homework November 29th. There won't be any other assignments till November 29th. Test 2 corrections. Any questions on test 2 that you'd like me to go over? Let's start out with page 1. If you want to go ahead. Okay, page 2. Okay, page 3, 11 through 14. Any questions on those? Send me an email. Send me an email. That way I know. Sure. So page 3 there, questions 11 through 14. Any questions on those? The empirical rule? Okay, how about 15 through 18? Sure. A 893 chain discount means you get an 8% discount followed by a 9% discount followed by a 3% discount. To figure it out, you have to find the net price equivalency, the NPE. And to do that, you use the complements. So 100 minus 8 is 92, so that's 0.92. 100 minus 9 is 91, so that's 0.91. 100 minus 3 is 97, so that's 0.97. Multiply those all out. You get 0.812084. That's the net price equivalency. So then to find that equivalent discount, the single equivalent discount rate, it's 1 minus that. So 0.187916. Because this is technically 81%, so it's 100% minus 81%. So this answer here would be the answer for like 17 and 18. That's how you do 17 and 18. Yep. 15 and 16, you got to take it that one extra step. 19 through 23. 22? But you had 23? Oh, you probably have an okay by 23 then? Yeah. Okay. To find 22, it's actually easier to find 23 first. You got the 11.8 chain discount. So you take 0.89 times 0.92, right? Gives you 0.8188. That is the net decimal equivalent times 1,000. It's $818.80. That would be your answer to 23. That is the net price. So for the discount, yes, you just subtract that from 1,000. So that's 22, yeah. Any other questions on that page? Okay, what's that? 21? Yes, number 21, we've got a 9-10-4 discount. So that's going to be 0.91 times 0.9 times 0.96. So multiply that out, 0.91 times 0.9 times 0.96. Then we're going to multiply that times the 1,400. We have 1,174 cents. So $1,100.74. Any others? On that page. Sorry. Page 4, 24 through 34. I know there's going to be a question on 24. So let's just do it. Number 24, there's a partial payment of $1,600 made. But they owe $200 for freight. So they're only going to get $1,400. They pay the $200 first. So only $1,400 is going to go towards that $3,000 invoice. They do get a discount of what percent? 1%. So we divide by the complement, which is 0.99, which tells us that there's $1,414.14 that is the credit towards the invoice. So we take the invoice of $3,000. We subtract that credit of 141414, $1,585.86. Questions there? 28 is the next one I knew was going to come up. Number 28. There is an 812.3 chain discount. So that's 0.92 times 0.88 times 0.97. Once we find that, we're going to multiply the $15,000 list price by that. You get an invoice price of $11,779.68. That's the amount that actually appears on the invoice. There's a payment of $7,000 made. What's the first thing that comes out of the payment? $200 in freight. So $6,800 is what gets applied to the invoice. They get a discount of 1%, right? So it's 1%. So we divide by 99%, or 0.99. Which is $6,868.69. So we take this number minus that number. $4,910.99. How about 29 to 34? 29? So you have 50%. This is the little table. Cost plus markup equals selling price. This is based on cost for these, so the cost is 100%. Markup is 40%, which makes the selling price 140%. On the other side, we know that the cost is $500. We are looking for, number 29 is asking for the dollar markup right here. So we're going to do 40 times 500 divided by 100, which are $200. That's number 29. Number 30 asks for the selling price. You just add those two numbers. $700. 31. So same table. $100 goes in for the cost because it's still markup on cost. 25% markup. So the selling price is $125. You are given the selling price of $500. Asked to find the costs. So we can ignore the markup there. It's 100 times 500 divided by 125. Divided by 125, yeah. What is different now when you get to 32 through 34 is it's markup based on selling price. Which means now the 100% is the selling price. Yep. So 32, we've got a markup of 40%. That means the cost is 100 minus 40 or 60%. If we have a selling price of 750 bucks, we are asked to find for 32 the cost. So I'm going to ignore the markup for now. That'd be 60 times 750 divided by 100, which is 450 bucks. For 33, then you got to find the difference. If you subtract those, that would be 300 bucks would be the markup. The 750 minus the 450 gives you the difference. Because remember, cost plus markup always has to equal the selling price. $34. I'll start this one, but I won't finish it. So with 100%, still goes in the selling price. We have a 25% markup. We're given a $450 cost. 100 minus 25 makes this 75, and we're looking for the selling price. Yes. Now for 35, we're using the same table, only we're working on the percent side for both of them. This is percent on cost and percent on selling price. So when it's percent on cost, 100% goes in the cost. When it's percent on selling price, 100% goes in the selling price, right? We're given a 50% markup on what? Selling price or cost? On selling price. So that goes in the selling price column. So that allows us to figure out what this number here is, which would be 50. Because cost plus markup has to go selling price. 50 plus 50 equals 100. We define the percent markup on cost, which is this number right here. Cross multiply and divide. 100 times 50 divided by 50, which would be a 100% markup on cost. What else do you need? 37? So 37, we've got 200 bagels at 30 cents each. That's $60 total cost. So then we're going to mark that up. So $60 goes there. They need a 40% markup on cost. So the cost is 100%. So that means we can fill in 100 plus 40 is 140% there. You're looking for this number. So cross multiply 140 times 60 divided by 100. $84 is the total selling price. So then we need to figure out how many are sold. There are 200 bagels produced, 10% spoil, which means 90% are sold. So 100% minus 10% gives us the 90%. Means 180 will sell. So the price each is $84 divided by 180, which is 47 cents. $38 is going to follow the same process then. How about 39 and 40? Any questions on either of those? 47 cents. 39, 36. Okay. Let's do number 36 quick. You start out with a $600 price, right? 9% markdown. 100 minus 9 is 91, so that's 0.91. 13% markdown. 100 minus 13 is 87, so 0.87. Here's the tricky part, 8% markup. So it's 100 plus 8 is 108, so 1.08. And the 9% markdown, 100 minus 9 is 91, so 0.91. And that's just a matter of multiplying that out. And I won't tell you any more of that on that one. 39. It was $45. There's a 40% discount. 100% minus 40% is 60%. So you're paying 60%. So 40 times 0.6. $27. Number 40. Is that table again. This is markup based on what? Cost. 30% on cost, which means 100% goes here. From there, I'm going to make you fill in the numbers. Sure. That sounds right. Well, that concludes